What is up, basketball fans? We have some series to cover. We've got some close games, some close matchups, and some blowouts to cover in the NBA playoffs. This is Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. And go check out Prize Picks, our daily fantasy sponsor app. Use code Apollo when you sign up and get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. I am joined always by Josh Garcia, just an all-time NBA guy here. He consumes all the time.
Salute.
NBA all the time.
Salute.
So,
Yes,
how we
sir.
doing, bud?
Great. No complaints. My fat ass did it again. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about James Harden, my GOAT. I'm pouring pizza rolls on you, GOAT. 33 of them. Triple threes, double threes, taking a bunch of threes, everything, all the threes. It feels good as a Harden truther. And I know it sucks for you. And honestly, I was not active for most of this game, but just seeing Harden and was it Paul George dropped 30 as well? See, I'm so casual right now. I was not involved. My fat ass did it again. Hopefully this makes for an amazing series. Give me 7 games of this, please.
No.
How we feeling though? I know you lost, but
No, thanks.
Give me some light. Give me some light
All
here.
right. So for the listeners' context, we're recording this Sunday, April 28th at 6 p.m. right before the Pacers and Bucks are about to tip off for Game 4. So we just watched Mavs and Clippers. It finished about 30 minutes ago or so. The Mavs lost 116 to 111, 5-point game. Seems really close. In the first half, it was a 31-point deficit for the Mavericks. They couldn't make a shot, and Paul George and James Harden were almost shooting 100% from the field. Paul George made I think 7 threes total in this game. I think he was 6 of 9 at halftime from 3. James Harden was 4 of 4 from 3. It was the most ethical hoops I've seen out of James Harden this series. He was baiting for fouls. He just wasn't getting the fouls or the shooting fouls. I think he only had 5 free throws at the end of the game because 2 of them were garbage time foul to get the ball back in the last minute. So the most ethical James Harden hoops game. I still didn't enjoy watching it at all. We had a Kyrie explosion, 40 points. He's made some of the craziest shots. It's probably the loudest I've heard AAC since 2011 when they won the finals.
Sure.
The crowd was going crazy in the first half, and when they got the deficit down to 20 points, and Mike Breen was like, "This is the loudest I've ever heard a crowd act when they're down 20 points." The AC was jumping. The fans did their part. Kyrie did his part. Luka's banged up. It's apparent. It's very clear. He's not making many shots, and he got in foul trouble early. It is what it is. Clippers won that game. They went up 31 in the first half. They shouldn't have been in a position to lose that game in any way, shape, or form. Kyrie did take the lead with, 3-4 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left, somewhere in there. He made a crazy layup on 3 different Clipper defenders. If you haven't seen the clip, go watch it. It's bananas. So we got a crazy Kyrie game. We still haven't gotten a crazy Luka game. We just had a crazy Paul George and James Harden game. James Harden's been incredible for 4 games. How much longer can this fuckery go? There's no way it just keeps going. It's got to run out at some point. He's been good for 4 straight games. It's incredible. Never saw that coming. But yeah, Clippers, they tied the series up. It's 2-2. We're going to have a game 6. It is what it is.
How long can this fuckery go on for? Sent in 2015. Man, this is awesome because I think didn't Luka get a 30-point triple double here?
Yes,
very
he did.
close to it.
It was a bad game.
And I was just gonna say that your immediate attitude was like, "Fuck, Luka just didn't have a good game today." And then I peeped the box score and I'm seeing 30.10 and 10. I'm like, "What are we talking about?"
His defense wasn't up to par because he got 2 fouls early, first 2 minutes of the game. They were really bad foul calls too. So it was brutal to have those 2 early. So he has to come out. He doesn't play the first quarter, but he just wasn't making shots when he needed. He has open shots. He's getting the normal step back on the bigs. He wasn't making them. I think he was 0 for 5, 0 for 6 from 3. One of these times we're going to get a game where he starts 4 for 6 in the first quarter with threes. And he's going to have 15, 16-point quarter in the first quarter. And all of a sudden it's there's Luka Doncic.
There's our boy.
Hadn't happened yet. So it's an uglier 30-point triple-double than it normally is.
Okay.
So I guess that's why I said it wasn't the best Luka game, even though his stats were indeed good. And it's playoff basketball, so he's going to shoot more and make less, essentially. His shooting percentages aren't going to be as good because it's playoff basketball. People are fouling. when they aren't calling fouls, and that's just how it works. That's how it always has worked and how it always will. So
Yeah.
that's fine. We gotta have one of these games where Luka just goes off. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
The immediate knee jerk reaction about these games today as well was just noticing that there's going to be at least one game every single day out of, let's say, 2 to 4 games, however many we got going on, where it's 97-92 or no team score 100, and you just get that real deal feeling back, like we mentioned before, of like real unethical shit hoops. But really, it's like the best kind of hoops because like every basket just means so much more. Nobody's scoring 130, 140 anymore. Nobody's going Pacers Hawks mode. I think that I remember what did that game end up being in like January? I think it was like 155 to
Yeah,
153. It was like
it was somewhere up there.
triple OT Nuggets in the 80s vibes. Like, what are we talking about?
Crazy.
But with like you mentioned this off air, and I think your biggest issue with Harden scoring so well and so clutch and so consistently down the stretch, not to ride this man, but let me tell you, if Harden single-handedly wins this series with no Kawhi, y'all aren't going to hear the end of this. Your biggest issue was not PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively not being in the game here towards the end when Harden was making all these floaters. What do you say? He went 5 for 5, 13 points in the fourth quarter. What can we do to improve this? Because you said that there was a point in, let's say, games 2 and 3 where this method was working.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do to improve it? How can we balance it?
Let's clarify. My biggest gripe is not going down 31 points in the first half. You don't do that, you win the game. You lost by 5 points. If you go down 20 points, you win the game by 10 probably because it flip-flops. You get the 5 extra free throws. Call it that way.
Right.
So don't do that. Stop playing 230 games in the playoffs. I'm tired of it. This is like the best series that we have, stop giving them the 230 game. Give them the night game. Because the Mavericks don't play well at 2:30. It appears like they just suck the first half. I don't know what it is, but so don't go down 31. That's my biggest gripe. Second biggest gripe is Jason Kidd. At the end of the game, I know everyone's in foul trouble, but there's 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left. Like, put Lively in. Lively was probably one of the best players on the Mavs all game today. Like, he was flying all over the place. He was offensive rebounds. They had 9 offensive rebounds in the third quarter. The Mavericks did. And wow. Derek Lively was a huge part of that. He was altering shots, and sure, he had some fouls, but he was making his shots. He was getting rebounds. He was altering shots. He had block shots, steals. He was just impacting on all ends of the floor. They took him out and went small ball with Maxi Kleber and PJ Washington, which has been one of the best matchups that we've had this entire season. They're like plus 37 before game 3, I think, or after game 3, something like that on the floor. Their offensive defensive rating was plus 37. So obviously it had been working, but that was with Kawhi on the floor, and Kawhi hasn't been good. Russell Westbrook had a better game today. Like, he didn't have antics and throwing stuff all over the floor. So Russell Westbrook shouldn't have been in the game. To be honest, he shoved the ref. How was he not suspended? But it's neither here nor there. I don't care. Yep. But James Harden was just going off. He found exactly what the hole was in the defense and knew exactly where he wasn't going to get challenged, and he did the same thing. He made PJ Washington was making him go right, use his right hand, and every time at the very end, he would just go up and somehow get it to his left hand, and no one was challenging the shot. And he went 5 for 5 on floaters. It is what it is.
Can't do it.
They just couldn't control it. But Derek Lively being in the paint changes that, because Maxi Kleber just wasn't jumping on any of these shots. He was just standing there, like, looking around. But Lively in. Sure, there's going to be a hard foul in there. Sure, there's an and one in there. But, like, there's at least 1 or 2 misses, and one of the 2 misses makes it a 2-point game as opposed to a 5-point game at the end where you have a shot to win it. So it is what it is. Series tied 2-2. It's a fun series. It's been very fun. It's been entertaining. It's been chaotic. This was the most drunk game so far of the playoffs, though. Down 31 to taking the lead and then losing by 5. It was incredibly drunk. People were fouling all over the place. Terrence Mann, looking at you, pulling a Joel Embiid on Luka, did not like that. Didn't like that one bit. Grabbing his leg on the floor. They only called a transition foul. Didn't even go to look to review it for a flagrant. Did the exact same thing Embiid did. He just, like, grabbed his leg and pulled it down while he was on the ground. I didn't like it. One bit. So
PU.
Yeah. But it's a 2-2 series. I said Mavs in 6. You win the next 2, it's Mavs in 6.
Sure. I mean, I love the alternating vibe that this could be on, like Mavs, Clips, Mavs. I mean, of course, for cinema purposes, give me a game 7. I need that.
No, please don't.
But if LA goes out and takes another one here, I mean, you're looking 3-2, and then the water starts to get real muddy. So I don't really know, other than what you mentioned with, the offensive rating is great. That shitty, if you think about it in grand scheme of things, that shitty of a lineup is doing so well together. So clearly they must not be shitty.
No, and
Something's got to give.
Yeah, it's just today. Harden figured it out. He's an incredible offensive scorer. Like, he was a
Yeah,
NBA
he is. Yes, he
leading
is.
scorer for a number of years. Like, he has 2 or 3 scoring titles. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he is a great scorer and he is a great offensive mind. I just hate when he foul baits, and he didn't do it. I mean, he was doing it, but he wasn't getting the foul calls today, so it was
Right.
better. I was fine with it. He had a great game. It is what it is. I don't like Harden because he's playing against my favorite team. So that's really what it is, what it comes down to. So yeah, James Harden had a great game. Paul George had an incredible game. Hit the craziest three I've seen in a while. He's in the corner, turn around, shot clock's about to go off. DJJ plays incredible defense on him, just hand in his face, hand it up on the shot. So it goes over the backboard, swishes it as shot clock goes off. They take the lead on that.
Lord. Good Lord.
Yeah, so they played out of their minds today, and they had to. And they had a 31-point lead, and they almost lost it. The Mavericks team before the trade deadline doesn't even come close to winning that game or taking the lead in the fourth quarter. They're down and out. They lose that game by 40. They lose that game by 20, whatever it is. They almost came back and won it. So that it gives me hope. They got some fight. It is what it is. We get Mavs in 6. I'm fine.
There it is.
We're wearing black in game 6. We're wearing the black unis. It's a funeral. Call it a day. Get out of there.
I had to stop at my biggest hater's funeral to make sure he was dead, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, there it is.
So the earlier game today, Sunday, April 28th, Knicks survived Joel Embiid's antics again. I watched this game. I don't know if you watched this game.
Yes. Just because I missed one doesn't mean that I missed multiple.
I was just making sure.
Okay.
We both had late nights last night. I was up for the Stars. You were just up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Knicks won 97-92. It was an ugly game. Brunson went banana lands. What do you have, 40?
Yes.
He had 40-something?
47 on, I think it was 34 shots, which you look at that stat line, you're like, oh, PU. But he ends up shooting above 50%, was just completely ball dominant all game. And it's like when you think about Jalen Brunson, in my brain, I always envision like a 5'9" just lefty, like almost like a Michael Redd style player, except like a lot better, obviously, and has a lot more minutes and will play his heart out with the Tom Thibodeau led team. I loved every minute of it. I think Jalen Brunson finally had his playoff moment where the first 3 games, I think, what did he shoot? 16 for 65?
Bad.
Or
He's getting good numbers, but the shooting numbers were bad.
Awful. Yeah. And great that he can get to the line with the best of them, because I've noticed that, and this is how it's been really ever since after COVID, every team needs a big free throw guy, not in the sense of percentages or clutchness. I'm saying just a guy that can get to the line consistently 12 plus times a game, 10 plus times a game, whatever the case may be. And I really feel like, I mean, when you look at what could be the finals here, I mean, you have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown who can get to the line, and then Jokic who gets fouled. Who has to get fouled, or else, he's going to score every time.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like, basically. At least the 2-1 seeds that are still alive. Joel Embiid done did it again. Crazy compilation of all his dirty plays dropped this morning or this afternoon.
49 seconds worth, and not a single replay in any of them. So it's just one shot of it was like 12 or 20 different things. Like, it was absolutely insane how many plays there are that he's just that dirty.
23 flagrants in comparison to Draymond's 15, I think, and Dylan Brooks's 15 or something like that. Like, we shit on, Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green all the time, or not. Ooh, another 40 and slip. Still got it. Draymond Green all the time. But then we see Joel Embiid have 23 of these, and I'm not saying it's going under the radar, because all the real Embiid, I'm smashing my hand on the table right now as we speak. The real Embiid haters, we've been on this shit, man. We gave him a little grace when he tore the meniscus, because I'm not going to beat another man while he's down.
No, for sure.
But now he's here and not necessarily healthy. I mean, you want to talk about some real sicko shit. Let's not forget, lest us forget, 50 ball while looking like Conway the Machine, Griselda boys, big Buffalo shit, repping Philly to Buffalo all the way. It was incredible scenes over there, and I'm glad like I always say, for cinema purposes, for longing the series, extending the series out, great that they caught one. But actively trying to kill Mitchell Robinson, like droopy ass face, looking like Conway the Machine. Hope he feels better. Hope he seriously, like, that's
Yeah.
insane. That has to be the most crazy. Like, his nerves are shot on the whole side of his face. That's nuts, right?
Yeah.
Still dropped 50. But that was the other day. That was not today. And Jalen Brunson deserves the shine today. Too bad we didn't record right after that, because
Yeah.
genuinely one of the funnier moments of this entire NBA season. And this is one of the funnier NBA seasons in recent memory. I feel like as the league continues to get younger, you have more personalities and more just stupid shit going on the court, which I love.
Yeah. Embiid should have
So
never been in the game for the 50-point game either.
no,
He should have
no.
been tossed immediately. If it's not a
Yes.
basketball play, you injured a player.
Reaching
And
at
that's
someone's legs from the
literal,
ground,
and
that
it's in the rule
insanity.
book where they throw down flagrant 2. That's not a basketball play. Terrence Mann did it today. They didn't even look at it. They looked at it for Embiid. He got a flagrant 1, sure, whatever. But yeah, Embiid flopping when air touches him, when you're a 330-pound man at 7'1" or 7'2".
Yep.
It's unbelievable. I would be so upset if I was a Philly fan, like just born and bred Philly fan, and all of a sudden you get this guy, Joel Embiid, and you're like, this guy rules. Like, he's funny on Twitter. He's dominant on the court if he ever plays. Like, this is sick. I just wish he would play more. Then he starts to play more, and you're like, wow, this guy's great. And you lose in the second round in the most heartbreaking fashion all of the time. And then he wins an MVP last year, but he flops a lot. And you're like, okay, but he won an MVP. Like, that's cool. And
Right.
this year, he gets hurt again, but the flopping becomes far too much. Yeah. And then in the postseason, it's gotten worse. And now he's got a minor case of Bell's palsy in his face. Like, he's got all these things going against him, and somehow he makes himself the most unlikable player to watch in the NBA. It's incredible. Like, you have all these things going for you. Oh, can we also talk about how the New York fans took over in Philadelphia for Game 4?
It was nuts. Oh my God.
More Knicks fans than Sixers fans. They were louder than the Sixers fans. Every good moment that happened, you could hear the Knicks fans over the Sixers fans. There's orange and blue everywhere.
This is hoops. This is the most unethical hoops ever. Strap in, brother. Come on. Give me 7 of this, man. I hope Philly wins 2 more just so we can get New York to put them out of their misery.
I just don't want to watch Embiid play basketball anymore. So make this as quick as possible.
Very true.
Get the fuck out of here, please, and thank you. But yeah, Jalen Brunson had an incredible game. Embiid, I mean, he played well. It's like he's the only player on their team that's like a plus on the plus minus. Like, when he's on the court, it's like plus 48 or something. When he's off the court, it's minus 83 this series.
Christ.
When you got no one on the bench to do anything and Tobias Harris is on your team, you're just fucked. It is what it is. Sorry, Tobias. And Tyrese Maxey, Mr. Invisible Player of the Year. That's what MIP stands for. Where are you?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Where is Tyrese Maxey? I've lost him.
Banger. Tweet that, brother. Banger.
That's
wow.
The clip.
Yep. That'll do it, man. Still got it.
There it is. Cavs Magic. Are they playing today? I don't know. I think they played yesterday, right?
Yes.
See, I'm all over. There's so many games that are happening right now. My brain
with NHL. Oh my God.
I'm just not in a capacity to use my full brain power anymore. But Cavs Magic 2-2. Magic kind of just put the beating on them after getting the beating put in on them for the first 2 games. Donovan Mitchell, you can just go ahead and wrap it up. Call in Miami. And we know that's where you're wanting to go. New York's kind of out of the picture. Jalen Brunson's a folklore hero. You're not going to be able to go there and just be the guy. You can't be the number 2 really either, because that offense, the offense could use you, but the defense, no shot. You going to take Josh Hart's minutes? No, thank you. No, thank you.
No.
Welcome to Miami, Donovan Mitchell. It's been great to have you in Cleveland. I know the series is tied 2-2, but I'm going to go ahead and put that one out there. That's just over. The Magic are more fun now after the first 2 games. The first 2 games were brutal.
Sure. Paolo Banchero is still giving you 24/7 and 7, but in the most fun and inefficient way possible. I love this shit. I think that they were down, 15 in the first half, and then they eventually some crazy long run of I think it was 53-13 or 53-15 that Orlando went on, and they just didn't look back, which is great because, I mean, I don't care if this series gets put on NBA TV every time, because what has it been? 2 out of 4 have been on NBA TV, or 3 out of 4?
think so, and the Pacers and Bucks have gotten the other two probably.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
objectively hilarious.
Yes.
Like you, this is further proof, and I'm not saying that I support this, but like put down the playoffs a little bit, maybe make the first round like 5 games, just so we don't have this like congestion of games having to be subjected to NBA TV, or once this new Amazon Prime deal. Here's another thing we haven't talked about: Amazon Prime getting the streaming rights deal for 10 years. What are we
Was that
doing?
official, or is that like in the final stages?
So let's just, for both of our sakes, let's just act like it's official. What would an Amazon Prime week of basketball look for? Are we talking this would be the new League Pass? Is League Pass going
So
out? What do you
what
think?
I read on The Athletic is TNT, NBC, ABC, ESPN are still in it. So Amazon is still like, maybe they get a day of the week or something.
Okay.
They get 2 primetime games.
Yeah, like a Thursday night football, right?
Like TNT has Tuesdays and Thursdays. ESPN has Wednesdays and Fridays. Like maybe it's just Mondays. Like they get Mondays and Saturdays, or Mondays and Sundays, or something like that. I think that's kind of where we're in the market for. But maybe it is an NBA League Pass thing where they just take over that as well, and then they get their own day of primetime TV where they have the Thursday night football, and then they have a whatever night of basketball, and they get 2 games back to back, the East Coast game, the West Coast game. I think that's what it's going to end up like, and more than likely they'll probably get the NBA League Pass as well. I don't think it's official yet, though. I think they're in the final stages, like, of agreeing is what it is. So it is. We'll see what happens. I don't hate it. Amazon's done a good job with Amazon with Thursday Night Football. I think they've done a great job with it. They have a good panel. The production's good. Commercials aren't the worst thing of all time, and
Al Michaels, get the fuck out of there.
The one thing I do have an issue with on Thursday Night Football is that they showed Tua's concussion against the Bengals, like 27, like the injuries. Can Amazon, like, can we get a handle on that? Because you've shown every injury on Thursday Night Football like 27 times. No one wants to watch it more than once. Like, you show the replay one time, you realize that it's pretty bad. Let's not show it again. Or you realize it's really bad the first time and never show it again. You just cut the cameras. Like, that's the only gripe I had with Amazon. Other than that, I think the production's really good. The panel's been good. So yeah, maybe that'll be fine. And then we can put Cavs Magic on it. It'd be great.
JJ Redick, Richard Jefferson gonna be on the call there.
Well, JJ is gonna be the Charlotte Hornets coach. So
yeah, right. God, he is gonna make this crazy jump just by being in media over the past couple years and just be a head coach. Like, I would not be surprised if he ends up coaching either at some big college or some really shitty NBA team.
Yeah, because he did multiple interviews last season and never really got a second interview. So I think it was just like, hey, we'll interview you. All right, that's okay.
No,
I think. Well, he's getting a second interview. He's finishing up this game today for Mavs Clippers, and he's going to a second interview with them this week. So, progress. Maybe next year we'll get a third interview.
LaMelo Ball, JJ Redick, Miles Bridges, Trey Mann locker room.
NBA teams, fuck off. We have something good going on.
Yeah,
we have Old Man in the 3.
Yeah, they're gonna ruin the LeBron James JJ Redick podcast.
Mind of the Game with LeBron and JJ. Can we just and he's a good announcer. Can we just fuck off, NBA? Can we just let him be for 5 years? Can we have like generational talent of analytics and podcasting and content from JJ Redick, who played the game? That's why it's even better than like an actual like Ryan Russillo Prime. Really good, enjoyable. JJ Redick played the game, a little bit different, and he's entertaining, and he does the same thing. He analyzes things, he makes jokes. He's really good at it. Can you leave him alone for like 5 years? Can I just have 5 years while Bill Simmons wastes away with no guests outside of the ringer and just pisses me off every time he speaks, and I can't stop listening?
Oh my God, dude!
I can't wait to listen tomorrow about him overreacting to the Clippers. It's gonna be great,
dude. Bill Simmons strictly the tweet that I sent you the other day where the ad read got put over the interview with the guest that he was doing. Does this happen a lot? What is producer Kyle doing?
I hadn't gotten to that part of the episode yet, and I finished it the next day or later that day, and I came to it. It was the most jarring thing I've ever heard. Like that hasn't happened before, but like a relapse of what we just heard 5 minutes ago there's like 30 seconds or a minute worth of what we just heard 5 minutes ago just shows up out of nowhere and cuts off where he's speaking. And then it plays that for a minute, and then it goes back to what he was originally speaking. So it's like, I heard this. So then I hit the rewind button for 30 seconds, and it's like, oh, no, producer Kyle just fucked this up. So
yeah.
This is the
Hot seat, producer
Ringer
Kyle.
Union just fucked everything up with production. It's been great. All right, let's get out of here. Pacers are up 2-1 currently. I think they've already teed off, not teed off, but tipped off.
Yeah,
golf terms. You've been golfing a lot. But they're up 2-1. OT thriller. Chris Middleton had a crazy three to tie the game on the end of Friday night's game. And then the Pacers obviously go on to win it in OT. Tyrese Halliburton hit that floater and won, right? So that was a fun game, but unfortunately, no Giannis as of right now, still out with the calf strain. And now we're down Damian Lillard with an Achilles, grade 2 strain, and also down because they have Doc Rivers.
Give Chris Middleton some help, please. Like, he can't do it all himself.
He scored 40 in that.
I know.
Yeah, he was nuts. He couldn't miss.
God, dude, that's so crazy because I remember when the Pistons got him, and I think that first year he didn't nobody knew what to do. And also, he wasn't amazing when he first got into the league, but also minute restrictions, lack of experience. And then he finally gets to Milwaukee and just truly does become, I'd hate to say it, but a top 60 player, top 80.
I think in their title run,
top
40, top 30.
Yeah.
You could argue. I mean,
absolutely,
he was incredible number 3 during that title run.
And Chris Middleton just still doing it. He looks incredible. Every time I see the guy, I just feel this warm. It's like getting a warm hug. He looks like some animated movie character that probably I can't come to. It doesn't come to my head right now, but I'm sure people have made comparisons of something like that before. He just gives me comfort whenever I see the guy, and he's just knocking down his shots. But Tyrese Halliburton. Let's move on just a little here. Let's talk about the winners.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton dropping the loudest 18 points that you've ever seen and getting a game-winning and one. And this is welcome to the playoffs, buddy. Yeah, you've sucked the past couple months. You've had almost an Anthony Edwards level run of 4 or 5 shitty games, one banger. And I'm not saying this was the banger, but there was a banger shot for sure. If the Pacers can get out of this, and who would they be playing after this? The Knicks.
So they're the 6th seed, so probably the Knicks.
If they win. Man, fuck.
That's a tough matchup. Fuck. It's a brutal matchup.
Yeah.
Really.
Vibes. PU. That's all I got on that. Hopefully, at least the Bucks just make this series more fun. With all the injuries and everything that's going on. I don't know if in my brain I can handle another 40-point Chris Middleton outing because that I would combust. My brain would turn into much.
That would be the only reason the Bucks have a chance of winning it is if Chris Middleton scored 40 points. So
Brooke Lopez 30 ball. What are we talking about here?
I'm not at Pat Bev 10 ball.
Yeah, 10 ball and forcing his opponents 3 for 16 from the field, something like that. Yeah. Speaking of great stat line here, Josh Hart. 4 points. I think he went 0 or 1 for 7 today. 18 rebounds, three blocks. I think a steal or 2 maybe. All-time vibe guy. He is John Starks reincarnated. He is a dog. He is Mark Jackson reincarnated. I don't care what you want to call him. Any former Nick you can think of. This is awesome. And
the Josh Hart 14.5 more than on Prize Picks was just staring at me like the Green Goblin mask today, and I didn't do it. I'm glad I didn't do it. but yeah, his offensive rebounding, just knack for just being a freight train. As soon as a shot goes up, I'm gonna rebound this ball if it goes off the rim. I don't care which way it bounces. I'm gonna find the ball. It's incredible. He's an awesome fit, and obviously you got the Nova Knicks, so the vibes are already high. No Julius Randle, which either could help the vibes sometimes.
People forget, the Knicks are winning these games without their quote unquote, at one point at least, best player.
And OG Anunoby has no elbow. That's the other thing. And he's been incredible guarding Embiid, and he scored 17 the other night, I think. And he didn't score as much today, but he was an impact player. Played a lot of great defense, and he was rebounding the ball well, I think. So yeah, that'll be a fun. I think Pacers Knicks would be fun. because it's like
Sure.
the
Yeah.
grossest basketball you've ever seen, and then the basketball that doesn't play defense but is really fucking fun on offense.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Carlisle.
Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton. First of all, nightmare blunt rotation. Second off, I
Isn't
think the
Buddy
Knicks would.
Hield in Philadelphia?
Oh, damn. Damn, I don't know ball. We
Because
hey,
you want to bring out the binoculars. Where the fuck is Buddy Hield? He hasn't been existing all series.
this was the Jared Vanderbilt Laker moment
Yeah,
or Nugget moment.
That was
Yeah.
rough. That was
Yeah.
rough.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, long day, long
it
night.
happens
Things happen.
to the best of us.
Both hands up, not even right hand up. Both hands up. My apologies. I remember that trade deadline, the burner account, everything. It's all coming back to me. My apologies.
He didn't want to go
Anyway,
there.
what I noticed, the biggest thing here in this Knicks series, in this Bucks series, is just getting some healthy person on the court that is not Chris Middleton as your main option, and it's looking tough. It's looking bleak. Yeah, vibes. I guess I'm trying to it's playoff basketball, but I did watch that game on Friday, and I just don't see myself getting invested in this series anymore. Like that Tyrese Halliburton moment was the peak of it, and it can't really.
I'm all right.
Can't really get much better than that. At least the Cavs Magic is tied 2-2, so that's something. But every game has been like somebody wins by like 10.
Breaking: Stone and Josh are out for the rest of the Pacers Bucks series. Last thing before we go: Lakers avoid a sweep. LeBron, a little 30 ball. Anthony Davis, 30 ball, I believe. And you won some money. You did a little,
baby.
Little safe gambling, responsible gaming, as they say, across state border lines.
Legal.
Congratulations. Yes, you went over to the legal state outside of Texas and placed a few wagers, as they say.
Yep.
You were updating me yesterday afternoon. You're like, so we're 2 for 3 right now. Do I cash out? And I'm like, I don't have any faith in the Lakers. And I'm glad you didn't listen to me. You waited that one out. You won your little parlay. Yeah, boy, proud of you. And now you can go eat some crazy dinners. It'll be great.
No, yeah. Once I finally cross state lines, put some money down, legally, responsibly, or whatever you want to call it. It really occurred to me that the Lakers can't possibly lose again. Caught them at like plus 150, threw them in the little lay. Celtics minus 10, Thunder minus 1.5, Lakers money line. Told them, bring me my money. And hey, anything you want off the dollar menu, man, just let me know. It's yours. This one felt really good. It felt right. I am 2 for 2 on crossing state line border parlays. I'm going to shorten the name and give it like a little something that rolls off the tongue easier. But as for right now, I'm geeked out about it. I needed this. We needed this.
The Louisiana lay.
Yeah, there it is. I'm trying to incorporate I-10 in there somewhere. I-10 parlay. I don't know. We'll get back on. We'll get back on that. I'm looking to go 3 for 3 here soon. Might pull up in a month or so. Yeah, this just feels right. In regards to LeBron and Anthony Davis, though, he had I think 20 rebounds in the fourth when the fourth quarter started.
That's great.
The guy was going insane, and LeBron with the quietest 30 ball ever, Jokic with the quietest almost 30 ball, and I think he had a triple double in there. God, this series, if done right, this series could have been cinema, and I'm glad that we at least have one more game of it. It does kind of stink that knowing that LeBron and the Lakers are going to lose. I hope that extend it out one more game. Go win one in Denver, whatever you got to do, and let's just see what happens because, like I mentioned, I don't want to see nobody wants to see sweeps, right? Minnesota is well on their way to sweeping. Oklahoma City's well on their way to sweeping. And I'm kind of just sitting here with my, thumb in my mouth like, damn, what am I doing even bothering to consume any of this? So hopefully LeBron and the Lakers keep something up. But just a little bit more playoff LeBron. That's just what I need to get me over the hump this week. I'm glad they're not dead. That's all.
If you're the Lakers, the Nuggets can beat you 10 times in a row. They can beat you even 11 times in a row. But damn it, I'll be damned if the Lakers lose to the Nuggets 12 times in a row. They stop the streak, kill the streak.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
500 something days since the last time the Lakers beat the Nuggets, which is incredible.
That money line should have been plus 300. What are we talking about here?
Honestly, yeah, that was a big streak on the line. But Yeah, Lakers don't get swept. Maybe it's a gentleman's sweep. Maybe it's a 6-game series. That'd be fun.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
guess. Like
I'm with it.
LeBron pats his playoff stats and cumulative numbers for the career and make sure no one catches them, and let's call it a day, I guess.
So
I
it's
don't
a
know.
win-win situation for a team guy like LeBron James.
Yes, exactly. Future Dallas Maverick LeBron James for the minimum.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Man, it's crazy because like that's probably gonna
5%
happen.
and 5% of Mark Cuban's stake. Who
Sure.
says no? Who says no? He's got 25%. What does he need the other?
The state of Texas. Somebody's got to say no. TxDOT's got to step in here.
Don't ruin this for me. We'll throw in a free NTTA toll tag.
Oh, sure. That's y'all's tolls over there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
North Texas.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to know.
We'll throw one of those in. DFW sticker on them. How many ever cars you got? We'll slap them all on there, free of charge.
Sure.
Free of
LeBron,
charge.
welcome to Dallas. I honestly like, and if you remember when Luka did come in the league and Kobe was still with us, he had the utmost praise for Luka, and same thing with LeBron. He loves Luka to death. So
they were trying
then
to
you
do the
throw
LeBron brand and sign players, and Luka was the one he wanted to sign as his first athlete, and he went Jordan.
Yeah. Then you have Kyrie on the other side of things. Like, dude, I know
Just
I'm bullshitting. I'm bullshitting, but this could happen.
Just draft Ronnie in the second round. That's all I'm asking.
That's all you got to do.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah, and like
if he doesn't come, he doesn't come. That's fine.
Yeah, y'all don't even have the first rounder this year, do you? I don't think.
No, it's conveying this year to the New York Knicks. So the Porzingis trade is officially over. It's done. In the past.
What's it been 5 years? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's been 6 years. 2018, beginning of 2019. Wow. Yeah, so beginning of 2019, 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's over because it just wouldn't convey every year, so it just kept getting pushed. And if it got pushed another year, I think it would have turned into two. No, it would have been. And if it didn't convey next season, then it would have turned into 2 seconds, which would have been objectively hilarious. That would have been our first round pick, but we'd have also sucked the entire time with Lucas, so it would have been hilarious for them as well. But yeah, that's over. LeBron, congrats on not getting swept. You know, my goat's never been swept in the first round.
Yep. Some of y'all goats can't say.
Jordan's done it multiple times, not even just once. It's happened multiple times.
Baby Jordan getting swept, I think that was those Pistons were beating on him, or was that even before that? What was going on?
It was before that. That was like 80. I think it was like 85 to 88. So he got 1 year of the Pistons probably.
Okay.
The Celtics probably took care of him. I don't know. Like Bird.
There it is. Yep.
All the good
Sure.
All the good stuff. Did you see the Luka before we go? The Luka car.
Yes, it's so ugly. I love it. He's driving Florida donks in fucking Dallas, Texas. It's awesome.
But did you see the picture that they took pregame?
And no.
It was a throwback to. So Jordan is in a Ferrari pregame before a playoff game. He gets out of his car and there's like 6 bodyguards around him, like security or whatever. Mm-hmm. So Luka recreated the picture, and they all have the Luka Jumpman security jackets on.
That's hard.
And he's got the 3-piece suit on. So he's not in a Ferrari; he's in a vintage American car because that's what Luka likes. Apparently, he doesn't care for the foreign stuff. He likes the American, which is technically foreign to him. So he likes the American, the muscle cars. That's his thing. So we recreated it with that and debuted the Luka 3 shoe. So that was cool. I'll send you the picture afterwards if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, it's playoff basketball. I'm not defeated. I'm a little down, after today, but it is what it is. It's 2-2. If you told me 2-2 at the beginning of the series, I'd be like, all right, it's going 6. We're fine.
Yeah, you live with it. You live with results like that. It is what it is. Hey, you weren't down 2-0 like your stars were, because if that happened to you, 2 different teams, I think you'd be dead. You already seemed really upset, just very short and to the point after this game happened, which I completely get. But if this happened to you twice,
understanding the moment. That's all it was. That's why I was short and direct. I didn't have to get emotional about this. I was emotional during the game. Don't have to be emotional after the game. And the Stars won last night at 1:15 in the morning.
Awesome.
So I think I'm exhausted.
Get some sleep, brother. Have fun. Watch basketball, folks. If you have not watched basketball this week, watch basketball. It's a new week.
Yeah, do that. And we're going to do a live stream Friday night from the Apollo HOU office. We're going to do a little live stream NBA, a little NHL potentially as well. throw some people on camera, watch some games, have some brewskis, have a great time. So catch us on the
I'll do
Apollo
it.
HOU YouTube. Shout out to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out today if you're in the Houston area. Great people, great beer, great wings. And go check out Prize Picks, our daily fantasy sponsor app. Since we're in Texas, we use daily fantasy sponsors. Shout out to Prize Picks. Use code Apollo when you sign up. Get up to $100 match on your first deposit. You put $100 in, Prize Picks will give you $100. Seems like a good deal.
It's a lot of money.
Double your money immediately. Just signing up using our code Apollo at Prize Picks, our daily fantasy sponsor app. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.
Nice.